They discover oil in Guyana. Everybody's a Guyanese, right?
But I've been a Guyanese though. I've been repping Guyana before the Isle.
Okay, okay, I can appreciate that.
Like, subscribe, and share to Voices of Linden TV.
Welcome to another edition of the Let's Talk Show. I'm your host, Andrew James, and tonight I'm pleased to have with us in studio via Zoom Miss Misha Caleb. Miss Caleb is a HR professional. She's a graduate from Howard University, hosting a bachelor's degree in management. And of course, she's the founder of Advance Guyana. I'm pleased to welcome in studio tonight Miss Misha Caleb.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk a lot more about Advance Guyana, a little bit more about myself, get to know you and the entire talk show premises as well. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show, Miss Caleb. Miss Caleb, for folks watching the show that don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, so you've covered a lot of it. I'm a 24-year-old, career-driven, profession in human resources, born and raised in Guyana. So I've really just traveled around from Nabaclis to Essequibo, and then later on the Brooklyn, where I went to high school as well. So just getting the full scope of everything. But most importantly, throughout that journey of me being a Guyanese immigrant and coming over to Brooklyn, now I'm in DC, I've really just learned the power of knowledge and, knowledge that we possess in general. And that's what has fueled me to really creating Advanced Guyana and making it what it is. And there's a whole story and background behind it. So I'm more than happy to dive into that as well.
Very nice. You said, I like the fact that you boast that you're a Guyanese. And now
The
that
Guyanese, yeah.
they discover oil in Guyana, everybody's a Guyanese, right? So,
One of the most important, but I've been a Guyanese though. I've been repping Guyana before the Isle.
okay, okay, I can appreciate that. All right. Any memorable experience growing up in Guyana that you can share with us?
Oh my gosh, yes. One of the memories that I had recently thought about was growing up, we had Malibunta nests on our veranda growing up in Guyana. This was back in the backlist, and my cousin and I would play a game out of hitting the Malibunta nest down. So we'd get a towel, run up to the Malibunta nest, hit it, and then run back as fast as we could inside, knowing that, the Malibuntas will be upset and chase us. And one fateful day, I did not run fast enough. So the Malibunta got me, and I just spent the entire rest of the day crying and being covered in mental illness spirit by my grandmother. So that was a funny memory. It's not the fondest memory going back, but it's a memory that I like to hold true to myself, because it just really reminds me that, my childhood was so freeing being back home, and we're so creative with the way we played and the way we interacted. And it's not every day that you hear about stories like that, especially not in this day and age where, TikTok is taking over everything. So everyone's glued to their phone. Nobody's making believe anymore.
All right. Apart from the Malibunta story, I mean, for folks watching who don't know what a Malibunta is, I guess a Malibunta is the equivalent of a wasp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If you could go back in time, as a young person, what would you do differently, apart from not interfering with a wasp?
Yeah, I think if I could go back in time, one thing that I do differently is really learn how to take myself out of my shell. So I think growing up, I've always just been shy and really reserved into myself. I'm sure my family and friends might be seeing this and being like, this girl is not shy. I don't know what she's talking about. But I swear to other people outside of them, I was shy and reserved. And I think this has gotten in the way of me truly just using my voice and really acknowledging the power of my voice. And now that I'm matured a lot more, and the years have passed, I'm able to see the power in my voice, and I'm able to establish great nonprofits like Advance Guyana and promote, programs like the Each One Teach One, which we'll talk a little bit more about later on. But now I'm able to see the full use of my voice and use that to impact the lives of other people.
Very nice to say. So now, yeah, early on you mentioned that you're leading up this organization called Advance Guyana, and under the umbrella of it, you've launched a mentorship program. Can you tell us a little bit more about how this concept was birthed, and if you can, do a deep dive approach into exactly what it is that you're offering with your mentorship program?
Yeah, so Advance Guyana actually started out as my mother and I building this little library. We say, take a book, bring a book. So we built a little library in front of our residence in Underneming, Essequibo. And it was really just for the children of the neighborhood to come and, take their books and read the book and then just drop it off and be able to still have access to those books, truly to encourage literacy, because my mother was an English teacher growing up, and she was always big on make sure you pick up a book, make sure you read, make sure you're reading to the kids. So that's how that first got started. That's how our community initiatives first got started. And then later on, realizing, my trajectory in HR and wanting to do more with Advanced Guyana, I decided that, okay, now it's time to establish something bigger where we're truly empowering the next generation of Guyanese leaders to work in their purpose and be that voice of change and be leaders in their communities. So I decided that, we'll focus now on career planning. This is more so now intertwining my skills and experience in HR and, working around career and career building and career planning, as well as my mother's skills and expertise in being a teacher and being a teacher in English and literature, and her having over a decade experience of being that teacher. So we're really just combining our powers. And again, that's what it's all about. It's truly using the knowledge that you possess to impact the lives of other people. So we started Advanced Guyana, and now we've implemented a program called Each One Teach One. And this is a career mentorship program where we're looking for both mentees and mentors to apply. And the premises of this really is for the mentors. We're looking for ages 17 to 25, and there's a whole application process and system forms that you can fill out on our website, www.advanceguyana.com. So we're looking for the mentees to come really just wanting to know more and wanting to learn more about whichever profession they're choosing to go towards. And again, being open-minded and coming in with a fresh and open mind. So we'll ask you for your interests, what inspired you to apply for the program, and all of the good things to really just get that information from you, because what we want to do is pair you with a professional, an established professional who has already established and made a mark in that career field. For the requirements for the mentors, on the other hand, we're looking for people who have been in their profession for at least 3+ years, so that you can really, not only are you established in your profession, but you can really give that guidance to the younger generation as well. And we're asking the same things. What are your interests? What career field are you in? And really just being able to pull information from your application process to pair you up with a mentee that matches, your mentorship style and matches your need for mentoring in general. And just being able to build that community and network of people to truly empower each other. Because I think as Guyanese, first of all, as Guyanese, we've always done a brilliant job of just, it's always GT to the bone and, taking pride in pride in our culture and our diversity in general. But now it's really time for us to focus now on building up each other and being that support system in our community.
All right. Very nice. It's that nice concept. I like it. And sure, I want to commit to being a mentor in your program if you'll ask me, of course. For folks watching this and, wanted to be a part of it, how do they go about getting in touch with you? Do you have a website? Do you have your contact information?
Yeah.
And if so, are you willing to share it with us today?
We have all the things. So we have the Instagram, we have the Facebook, we have the website, www.advanceguyana.com, and the handle on both the social media, the Facebook and Instagram, are Advanced Guyana. So super easy to find. And we also have an email. So if you're an email person and you're trying to reach out via email, you can email us at advancedguyana gmail.com as well. And you'll also be able to sign up there's a newsletter section in our website. So you'll also have access to that. So many different avenues. Just reach out, and we're super responsive. So reach out, leave a comment under, an Instagram or a Facebook post and interact a little bit, and we'll get back to you. But again, that application form for the mentorship program in general is on the website. So you'll be able to see all of that link there.
Ms. Caleb, are you doing this alone? Are you looking for partnership? You have sponsors? Like, how is this organization able to operate and function?
Yeah, I mean, in general, we can't do this without support, right? So we're always looking for volunteers. We're looking for whether you have books that you'd like to donate. We did an amazing event late last year, where we had a event at our Nabaclis library, which was my first library growing up. And we were able to donate some books to the library as well. And I'm sure there are other libraries in Guyana in need of books and want that support. So link with us and, contact us, and we'll try to make something happen. And if you have books that, you want to donate through that. Of course, we're taking corporate sponsorship as well. There's a page on our website where you can go and add your information in there, and we'll get back to you about that. And we're always open and ready to take donations, whether that's monetary, again, books, and corporate sponsors and volunteers. So all of those avenues are open for us.
Very nicely said. Ms. Caleb, earlier you talked about purpose. If I can put you on the spot, what would you say is your drive or main purpose in life?
Yeah, that brings me back to just not only growing up Guyanese, but having that Guyanese immigrant experience. I've watched both of my parents make sacrifices. I mean, my mother sacrificing her time and sending us back to Guyana to make sure that she pursued a life that she would have wanted for herself and want for us as well. And enrolling in the military, for example, and being such a hard worker. In general, just growing up and seeing those sacrifices, it's made me think, we really try to pursue what we all like to call the American dream and pursue this better life for ourselves. And I'm sure every immigrant has that story. And I think the biggest purpose of mine is to really just tap into my knowledge and my expertise and think, okay, how can I use my knowledge and expertise to enhance the lives of other people? And in doing so, hopefully we can start pursuing the Guyanese dream, and we can start pursuing the Guyana dream and building up our community and building up our country to the point where, we're looking at Guyana like, wow, this is my country, this is my home. Let me stay here and build. So yeah, I think overall in general, that's my purpose.
Excellent. Ms. Caleb, what advice would you give to a young person who's watching this video and they're struggling academically? It'd be in the United States, Guyana, Canada, around the world, who is just struggling academically.
One advice I'd give them is to reach out for help. Don't be afraid. Don't be embarrassed to really just build your community and lean on your community. For myself, I know that, we've all had our fair share of struggles, but going back into me being shy and reserved, I've had my own bouts with, imposter syndrome and not being able to just come out of your own shell and get out of your own way. And I think that's the biggest thing is we need to learn how to get out of our own way and lean on our community for support. Because when you lean on your community, then they're able to give you that resource that, you're looking for. And then you'd be able to truly overcome all of the obstacles you're faced with. And I like to always say there's this one quote where it's like, closed mouths don't get fed. So truly, you have to be able to speak out and reach out for support. And then that's how people know, okay, you need that help. Let me help.
Any closing thoughts? I know we're pushing up against time. Ms. Caleb, I'd love to sit here and talk to you all day, but you got other things to do. You got to go on. So, but any closing thoughts?
I'd like to just remind people to sign up for the mentorship program. Maybe you might have a cousin, a niece, an uncle, someone who's been in their profession for 5+ years and they're passionate about their profession. Have them sign up and, just be able to encourage that younger generation as well. And even if you have younger cousins who are looking for something like this, throughout the the program, we'll also be having workshops as well to help with building yourself up professionally. So we'll have a lot of resume building workshops throughout that 3-month program. And we'll also have a lot of, building your brand as a professional as well, and just navigating the corporate space and professional environment. And with that being said, I always like this quote when it comes to the whole mentorship program and everything like that. I love this quote that goes, a mentor is not someone who walks ahead of you to show you how they did it, but instead they walk alongside you to show you what you can do. So really, if you're passionate about your career and you're passionate about being able to reach out to younger generations, be that guide and that light for them to really show them what they're capable of.
Very nicely said. The founder of Each One,
Yes.
Advance Guyana, Miss Misha Caleb. It was nice talking to you. Thank you for being a part of the show, and we look forward to talking to you again in the near future.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.